Happy name calling and when to create boundaries. Hi, welcome to a new Keeping the Conversation Alive. It's on that side. Keeping the Conversation Alive conversation with me, Will Perry. So I hope you're well. Did you have a nice Christmas? When times should be happy. So I don't know how many of you have experienced this over the festive times where it should be a happy day, but there's a lot of tension going around. And there's this pattern that perhaps you're noticing that when things should be, and maybe you are, feeling excited and happy, that's the whoosh, time somebody comes in and has a jab, has a name calling at you, starts calling you names and starts attacking you and finger pointing, waggling that finger at you, and it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing, but especially when you're not expecting it, when they catch you unawares, and this could be anyone, family, family, partners, or exes, especially when you've got kids involved, because the little kids, they can be used against you, and tools for leverage, and they often are. Parental alienation is a very real thing, and it's a very nasty thing as well. Finger pointing. Again, I've heard this with sort of the client base that I have. Not client base. I don't call them client base. I call them tribes, or they called themselves tribes a while ago. But the people I work with, the people I work with are on the program. Yes, some of them were experiencing mothers kicking off at them. Some of them were experiencing the ex-partners turning up under the guise of it's Christmas, for the kids. Name calling from all of it, catching you unawares. Just the nastiness, unkindness, when it should be a time of giving and joy and all of that stuff, should it not? So I've experienced that in the past, although none of it was, somebody messaged me yesterday, one of the team saying, "Oh, I hope you're okay," because of post I put out. But it was like, yeah, actually, I'm cool. I'm kind of I've cut away from all of that. I'm not bothered by any of that. I didn't receive any of that, but I've put my boundaries up. Whereas in the past, I've certainly been vulnerable to attack. And that sounds like I'm up on a hill and very lonely. Not at all lonely. I think I've had in many ways, the nicest Christmas I've had for a long time. But that's just in a selfish way with my babies and everything. But that's the most important way, is it not? So, yeah, for the people that weren't, that I've experienced over this Christmas, it's been name calling from family members, exes, or partners, and it's all a shite fest. Giving ultimatums, conditions. If you don't do this, I will do this, and it's just like this is a time of it could be a time of caring and joy, but it's heightened expectations and heightened nastiness. So finger pointing. Now, if you think what you get in families is this, God, the gameplay of who you are, who's name calling. So who this person is can vary. Whether if we say you're the sort of the power here, if this is you, is down, the power here of this person, this person is up, because they like to take the power. They like to dominate. So I've had one where a mother was saying, I've had that in the past. You can't tell me who to invite in my own house. Finger pointing. I've had it with my mother. You can't tell me what to say in my own house. And it's like, whoa, I'm not trying, but you get sucked into this thing of the argument of like, I'm not trying to tell you, that's not what I'm saying. This is, so things can become very heated and very, it's like, oh God, that's not what you want. That's not what you intended. That's not what it's about, actually. It's about this power play that's going on. And it's completely unnecessary. But also, what do you do in it? Your position is of giving your power away, and that enables kind of this person to dominate, to have their stab, to have their say, or to defend against you. But you don't need defending against. unless you do, you know. But the name calling ensues. So, what are the names you've been called by your family, by your ex, by your? I heard some of that going on yesterday or the day before with the kids being passed over and the kids on the doorstep. That's a very common thing. You know, if you've got the doorstep challenge for them, it's oh god, where's the drawing going? The doorstep challenge. It's from one culture to the other, isn't it? In many effects. For them, and they have to adapt. I've seen it in my kids. You know, it takes an hour or half an hour just to adjust for them, and that's perfectly understandable. How long does it take for yours? Um, to adjust to the different cultures going on from one place to the other. Have you noticed this? Is this something you can comment on? And it's a thing I've noticed in mine, but also the doorstep. If you're just swapping over kids on the doorstep, that can be a flashpoint. That can be an opportunity to go back on a previous agreement. That can be an opportunity for them to put the knife in. And what is the knife? What is the knife? I've done that picture on other ones. Oh wow, what's that? What are they doing by putting the knife in? There we go. I'll make that the knife and the blade. So what are they doing on that in that moment to get the knife in? What is it that they have over you? If we go like, oh, have you got it yet? Get the blood going in. So what are they doing? What power do they have over you? Because it's an interesting thing they can do. See, and they usually play to the weakness. Play to the weakness of your belief. And this is where it gets interesting. So if they play to the weakness of your belief, what's your belief? What's the myth in the family? If it's a family thing, what's the myth in the family that you believe about, or that people say about you? Is it you're clumsy? Is it stupid? Is it you're fat? Useless? Ugly? This is all nice stuff, isn't it? Really nice stuff. And duh, oh yeah, God, yeah, you're the stupid one. Oh yeah, you're the you got never have a career. You're useless. So you never got any money. You've never got what boom 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 boom. What is it? You can't be trusted. You can't be. You'll never get love. Is it that stuff that's a myth in the family? Not real, but it's a story that's gone into the eons of time, the echelons of and you believe about yourself. Which one is it that you believe? What is it? What is that thing that you believe about yourself? And that's why when it's given to you, it hurts so much. Do you get that? It hurts so much. It hurts so much. So that's the stuff that we allow to hurt us. We allow to have an impact on us. Now, you might not think you allow that, but you do. That's what you can't control anybody else. You can't control them. You can't control others. And you never will be able to. You might never, you never will be able to stop the finger pointing and the disgust that a family or an ex or a partner has of you at that time. You can't control them. But what you can control is the impact that has on you. And how do you control that? Well, you control that with your brain. I don't need to do a picture of the brain, do I? Because you get to control that. And what happens when you control that is that pain turns to kind of evaporating that and turning into, who cares? Oh, right. Oh, lovely one. When they're having a go, you go, what? And you go, thank you for your story. Something we taught to the kids. It's a grateful thing it's a great thing that you can say to kids, to acknowledge you've heard them, to acknowledge you're listening, but to not engage in, thank you for your story. Okay, thank you for your story. Kids, if you say that genuinely to kids, younger kids, okay, thank you for your story. They did that. Okay, thank you for your story. Thank you for, it's like, I've heard you. Okay, off you go. That's a great thing for the parents and for the exes, for the partners, okay, thank you for your story. But maybe a little with a twist of sarcasm. Thank you for your story. thank you for your story. When somebody's calling you a name, oh, wounded. Oh, the knife's gone in. Oh, I'm going to be hurt. I am hurt. And they can see it. Guess what? When they see they've hurt you, ding, gets better for them. It's happy days. If they don't see that they're not hurt, then this stuff starts not being such an impact. And guess what? You need to do that. You need to start questioning this stuff and do the work to unravel this stuff and actually know that it's not real. Know that it can't have that power over you, because guess what? You're taking that power. You're learning to use, not lose, your power, because you've never been taught how to hold your power. Because guess what? These people that do that attack you, these people here, and they might be in your family, you may have been brought up with this stuff. These people that take your power, they've never been taught it. They've only learnt how to dominate over, and that's not a nice thing, So this is not a nice place to be either. Sorry, I was going to say this area. To have diminished power, to let your power go, to give your power away, to feel powerless, isn't nice. And I'm not saying about being crazy powerful and dominating over others, absolutely, but certainly dominating yourself and your thoughts. So I love the where should we go? The thank you for your story. Thank you for your story. So your mum's having a go at you, finger pointing, face all tight. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your story. It's like, wow, thank you. and don't engage in it. It's not real. It's not yours. It's not your stuff. And if it's about the kids, think of the impact that stuff's going to have on kids when they're going to be doing the same when the kids are older. Again, I've experienced this. My middle son was kind of chipped away at by my mum, and it's like, not nice, so I had to stop it. And then, he jumped in as well. It was like, ooh, which is nice in a way, because he was defending me and then I was defending him. And then it's been a nice bonding thing for us, but not so nice for my mum. But, the balance of power. You shouldn't be dominating over anybody, nor should you be giving away your power. There should be a mutuality of respect, a mutuality of power, a balance. There should be this balance, should it not? And sometimes we go through rocky times, but we should find that balance again. And if you go too far, you should be apologising. You should have respect for each other, but you should have respect for yourself, should you not? So, control the impact that stuff has on you. And this is true for everything, is it not? Learn to use your power. Learn to hold your power and not give it away and not dominate over it. Just learn to have that balance of your power. So I guess my invitation to you is that you discover your what I call your mother of all beliefs, mother of all beliefs, and that's the thing that kind of feeds into this stuff. It's finding the one that dominates the thought, the belief. The beliefs are like concrete, deep, strong, held beliefs that you don't even question. They're so strong, the beliefs. Find what I've called, the phrase, the mother of all beliefs, that dominates you and puts you out of balance and gives your power away. Find that, work on that, and find that negative belief, weed it out, get to the point that you realise that it's not true, and then make a new one that's empowering for you. It sounds cool, doesn't it? Does it not? So that's just what my phrase is, but I hope that helped you. Find these negative beliefs and uncover them. See that they aren't true. Find out where they came from, because it's going to be the dynamics that you had as children. Say this one down here is you in your past. What did you see going on in your childhood between your parents that you've taken on? Was it, you are powerless because maybe your mum was, or maybe your dad was? Who was the dominant one? Who was the one that was using their power to dominate? And what patterns did you learn from that? What patterns can you see that you've repeated from that? And what beliefs Has it held for you? I hope that's interesting. I find this fascinating, and finding out the language, working closely with people to find out the language that they use, and they don't even realise they're using, and you can hear it. Obviously, talking about it, it's easier to hear somebody else's language than notice your own, like, you know, blind spots and all that sort of stuff. But it's what keeps you out of balance of that power. So I hope that's interesting to you. You know, I encourage you to do the work, the deeper work, to weed out your negative false beliefs. Loves you, boyo. I hope you have an awesome rest of the day. All right, many thanks. Bye bye.